Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, back here on WagerTalk TV with your look at the Final Four men's basketball preview for this Saturday, April the 3rd. The past few weeks here in the NCAA tournament, I've been telling you who the most public sides are for the big tournament games. I'm going to give you the public leans for both the side and total for both Final Four matchups this Saturday between Houston and Baylor and UCLA Gonzaga. I'm also going to give you my power ratings because if you remember when I started this weekly college basketball video a few months ago, I'd look at my power ratings for the top three games every weekend. Well, no doubt what the top two games are this week, and there are only two games in town. So I'm going to give you a little bonus, my power ratings for both games, and also let you know where the public is on both the side and total for both games right here on Wager Talk TV. Quick reminder, though, the college basketball season might be winding down. And yes, it's been a fantastic college basketball season for myself and my clients at wagertalk.com. A mere 72-52. 20 games above 500 for the season. If you'd like to get my official best bets for both of these games this Saturday, they're available right now on my page at wagertalk.com. They're available as single plays, as always, or a one-day special. But if you're serious about taking an investment approach in all sports, now is the time to do so. We still have several months to go in the NBA. We have Major League Baseball, which just started. I cashed my first Major League Baseball play on Thursday night. So as we head into the weekend, a nice 1-0, 100% start in baseball. And that's why I preach the value of the all sports special. You're going to get my Final Four and my finals best bets as we wrap up this number one ranked college basketball season. But more importantly, you're going to get the next 30 days of NBA and Major League Baseball as well. And you're going to do so for a substantial discount. Normally it's $349, but right now at wagertalk.com, you get a 30-day all access for just $199 complete. Go to my page right now, Steve Merril, wagertalk.com. Click on the all access drop down menu, and you're going to see that discounted price. No promo code needed this week, as all you got to do is lock and load it to your cart, and you're going to get the next 30 days all sports for just $199. That's my number one ranked college basketball plus the NBA and Major League Baseball for the next 30 days as well. Just $199 complete. A huge discount, big savings right now at wagertalk.com. Let's get to some actionable info for you for this Saturday's Final Four in the men's basketball tournament. First game goes about 5:15 Eastern on CBS. We're going to look at Houston against Baylor. Now, I use several sets of power ratings to come to a general power rating. And overall, my power rating for this game favors Baylor by just 3.5 points. So the line does look a bit high, and it's not a surprise as the most public play of any side or total in the tournament this week is also Baylor. So once again, of the two sides, the two totals, the four possible combinations, Baylor is the most public bet this week. And the line is too high on top of that based on my power ratings. And that's not a surprise. That's usually that's the point of the consensus. When I did the NFL video earlier this year, went 31-7, fading the most public NFL plays each week. Keep in mind, almost half of those teams won but failed to cover, and that's because the line was usually a couple points too high. That appears to be the case here with this Baylor game. I make the line just 3.5. The public is heavy on Baylor. Not surprising, the odds makers had to inflate it. It opened 4.5. It's now 5 across the board on Friday evening as we head into the weekend. And that looks to be probably the most public play this Final Four when everything tips off on Saturday. As far as the total in this game, the over is also getting some love from the general public. The total on this game opened right around the 133 mark. It's now 134.5. So once again, the public is on Baylor and the over. Not surprisingly, both the line and the total have risen higher this week. As of Friday evening, we're seeing Baylor now as a 5-point favorite, and the consensus total is around 134.5. Although I have seen it rise to 135 in some spots, and I think that'll continue to happen as it does look to be the public preference is Baylor and the over in this one. Just a quick handicap of this game. Houston, a very dangerous underdog with that slow down half court style, but Baylor, such an efficient offense. Nobody has really been able to slow them down this season. The winner of this game, either winner here, I think could give Gonzaga some trouble. And I'll get to that game in a moment, but Gonzaga has about a 90% chance of winning against UCLA. I do think they will win that game. So the question is, will it be Baylor or Houston that plays against Gonzaga? A quick look ahead to some of the look ahead lines I've seen this week at various sports books. It looks like Gonzaga is going to be about a 5.5-point favorite over Baylor. I personally thought the line would be a little bit higher if they meet. I think a lot of it will depend on how the teams look on Saturday. If Gonzaga wins big again and Baylor struggles, then maybe it'd be a little higher. If Baylor wins in a rout, then I think 5.5 maybe is accurate. But right now we're looking at Baylor as about a 5.5-point dog to Gonzaga. Houston right now is slated to be about a 10-point underdog if they play Gonzaga. And that would be an interesting matchup because obviously Houston could slow that game down against the Zags. By the way, big difference in the over-unders that are projected. Sportsbooks have it at 160.5 for the Baylor-Gonzaga matchup, 143.5 if Houston plays Gonzaga. That's a 17-point difference. Once again, shows the difference in tempo and pace between Baylor and Houston. So we'll see if the Cougars can slow the Bears down. Baylor would more like prefer a more offensive up-tempo game. I think you can maybe make a case that the side and total are somewhat correlated here, maybe a little bit Houston to the under and Baylor to the over. And once again, Baylor and the over is the public preference in this game, but the line does look a little high. My power ratings favor the Bears by just 3.5 points. That game goes at 5:14 Eastern on CBS. The nightcap in the Final Four for Saturday goes at 8:30 Eastern, also on CBS, and that, of course, is Gonzaga, number one ranked team in the nation all season, the preseason favorite in the betting odds. It's been that way from the start. They're now minus 200 to win the title. You can get the other three teams, UCLA, Houston, and Baylor, at plus 160 if you think any of one of those three will win the title. That means the odds makers are saying there's a 62% chance that Gonzaga wins the next two games. There's about a 90% chance they win as a 14-point favorite here on Saturday night. So the question isn't really, does Gonzaga win? It's, can they cover the big number? The public thinks they can. The public consensus is on Gonzaga in this game. I don't disagree. I make the line 15. I don't think it's high enough. The line opened 13 and a half earlier in the week, quickly went up to 14 within hours. And we have seen some 14 and a halves out there. Once again, the public is leaning towards Gonzaga. My power ratings make the game 15, so I think it's priced fairly. And keep in mind, Gonzaga beat the 8 seed Oklahoma by 16. They beat Creighton by more than this. They beat the number 6 seed USC by 19 in their last game, who was ranked ahead of UCLA in the same conference. So you can understand why the public is still willing to lay this many points. Now, 27 straight wins by double digits for Gonzaga. The one caveat, though, is that UCLA likes to play slow. They play extremely slow half-court basketball, and that's why you do bump the point spread down a little bit, because it's tougher to blow a team out when it's a slow-paced game. But USC, the number one ranked half-court two-point defense in the nation, was unable to stop Gonzaga. They got down 17-4 early. Gonzaga put up 49 points at the half. Keep in mind, Michigan, UCLA barely got to 50 in their game, 51-49 for the full game. Gonzaga did it in the first half alone against the best two-point defense in the nation, USC. So I think the tempo and the pace is really key in this game. I will say this, if you like UCLA, you probably want to consider a two-team parlay with the under. It's hard to imagine a situation in which UCLA wins a shootout or covers a shootout. I think the best chance UCLA has to keep it within the 14 is to slow it down, muck it up, make it ugly, and that obviously would greatly favor under the total as well. Now, the public is leaning towards Gonzaga, as I mentioned. They're also leaning towards the over in this game. Yet the total opened as high as 146 in some spots, and it's now down to 145.5. So we've seen what I'd probably consider some sharp money on the under, public money on the over. So we do have a little bit of a sharp square divide on this one. But once again, I think like the first game, if you like Gonzaga, you lean more towards the over. If you like UCLA, you have to like the under. I think those are definitely correlated. I don't normally recommend parlays, but if you're looking at UCLA or the under, you probably should consider putting a little bit of your bankroll on the two-team parlay there. And I'm not necessarily recommending that. I'm not saying I like UCLA. I'm just saying I think they're correlated and that they're somewhat codependent on the same result. But once again, Gonzaga and the over is the public play in the late game. That goes at 8:30 Eastern on Saturday night. The public's not always right. They're not always wrong either. It's just a filter I like to use. It also sometimes shows where the lines are inflated a couple points off. As I mentioned earlier, I make Baylor only a 3.5-point favorite. The current line is 5. The public is leaning towards Baylor. That looks to be the most public of either side or total on Saturday. Public also leaning towards Gonzaga. That line has risen about a point. I make the line 15, though, so I think it's still fair. The public is also leaning towards the over in both games as well on Saturday. So they're on the favorites and they're on the overs. Those of you that have followed my public videos this season know that's not a surprise. The public in general does lean towards favorites and the over, and that appears to be the case this Saturday in the men's Final Four. Hey, don't forget, college basketball season might be wrapping up, and it's been a great one. Number one ranked from the start all season at WagerTalk.com, 72-52, 20 games above 500 as we finish out the stretch here. Don't forget, my best bets are available for Saturday, also Monday's championship game. But more importantly, remember that my NBA and Major League Baseball best bets are available each day as well. That is where you're going to build your bankroll on a daily basis going forward. And that is why I want you to take advantage right now of a tremendous discount on my 30-day all access special. Normally it's $349, but if you go to my page right now at wagertalk.com, get 30 days all access sports, baseball and basketball for just $199 complete. That's Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. $199 gets the next 30 days of college basketball, NBA, and Major League Baseball, just $199. A huge discount right now. Go to my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Thank you, as always, for watching. I appreciate the support. Be sure to like this video, thumbs up, subscribe to WagerTalk TV. We just hit over 70,000 subscribers last week. It continues to grow on a daily basis. And that allows us to continue to bring you all this great free content on a daily basis as well. Subscribe, like, and comment below. Let me know who you like this weekend in the Final Four and also who you like in the championship game on Monday. And be sure to check back all week long for more videos right here each and every day on Wager Talk TV. Best of luck. Thanks for watching and good luck this weekend.